been days. We have heard no sign from Sand. He was to recruit others, bring them here, so that we might be able to fight back.
I think we have already proven that we are more than capable at fighting.
That we have, but we are also skilled. Sand wants those skills used here, but I am beginning to disagree. There are others here that can learn.
The young ones that have been shadowing us.
Yes, they will step into our shoes, creating the weapons and armors we need.
What of us then? Are we not still the Unbroken?
That we are. But the Unbroken needs breakers. That will be us. Those of you sitting here with me now. Excluding you, Hergel.
No problem.
We will hone our skills. Become a force that the flame will fear.
I do like the sounds of this, as do I. It's been too long since our last flurry.
So then, Ruka, Saru, Hanbu, Oren, Rain, Oberlin, Chad.
Yeah.
We will endeavor to make the lands around Sand City safer, and in so doing, we shall become stronger. Strong enough to break the back of the Holy Nation, so that if...
I think you mean when?
When Sand returns, we will have a fighting force ready, all in agreement.
Aye.
Yes, yeah, bro.
Yes. It shall be done.
Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome to Season 2 of Kenshi. We are here with our hero Sand, who is still alive and breathing, even if the others might not think that's the case. He is injured, he is probably a little hungry, and he's most certainly damp, running through the swamps back to Sand City. He has just reached the border zone though, and we can actually see Sand City slowly starting to load in just in the distance. And what better way to see our city for the first time in a long while than with Sand cresting that ridge and seeing home there on the horizon. Now Sand is carrying some very useful resources for us, namely some advanced science books and this engineering research as well. But as you'll tell from the kind of introduction that we had, we have a new group, the Breakers, which are going to be led by Park, and well, they're going to be purely for combat. So even though Park is a legendary weaponsmith, we are going to be using his skills as a martial artist above all else. That means that we're going to have to develop another weaponsmith, and we do have one in the making. Jarrett, unfortunately, isn't very good at weaponsmithing yet. We weren't able to train up in time someone underneath Park, but he is going to learn eventually. We do have a few others that are armor smiths, and actually not too bad. We're going to have to see how they do. All right, well, it's a bit of a homecoming, and it seems that Sand might be bringing someone home with him. A swamp ninja who has just been chasing after us this entire time. And you know what? I think, Sand, even though you're a little injured, I think you might be able to hold your own here still. And it looks like we actually did get hit then. We'll see if we can charge in against you. Sand does seem to be having a little bit of trouble running. That's because block is turned on, but with block turned off, let's see how he is going to fare in this one-on-one fight. Let's see if we can close that distance there, and yeah, the first strike is going to do quite a lot. And well, we should be able to do the rest. It looks like Gary and some of the others are very happy to see Sand and are running to his defense, Gary being rather formidable in his own right. Thank you, Gary. We really appreciate you sticking your neck out for us here. Quite literally, that is. And even our pack bulls are getting in on the fun. Well, Sand, welcome to home. You can go ahead and train up your friends there. It looks like Park was actually going to run out there as well. I'm sure that everyone is happy to see Sand one way or the other. Now, Sand is going to be joining up with the Breakers as well, but first and foremost, Sand does actually need to rest because he is injured still. It's going to take him a moment or two to get mended. Once he is, we're going to head out with our breakers, who are hopefully going to be able to patrol the nearby area and find some fights. Yes, we need to train them, and the best way to train them is going to be in the field of battle. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's let some time advance. And with a beautiful sunset making its way over Sand City, Sand is having that nice rest. I think by the time morning rolls around, he'll be ready to move on up. And we can see at nighttime, things are looking pretty bright in Sand City here. We still have a lot of hydroponics going on in this building. Ant is kind of all over that. And I think, well, you know, before we do go into combat, it might be worth seeing what we actually have on most of our folks here. Now, Park is he differs from everyone else because he's a martial artist, so his equipment is going to be rather different. But for the most part, we do have a mixture of these white plate jackets and the proper big samurai armor. We have a mixture of staves and spiked clubs. Saru doesn't have the best equipment there, but most of them will have these Edge Type 1 weapons that have been developed by Park, and they do a lot. They are very, very good weapons for us. So you'll see that most of them are like that. There are rare occasions. Oren, for example, is a big, heavy weapon user, and so we're going to have a fragment axe on her. And Rain is the same. And Rain's actually using a Me Too. As in, like, I think that might be one above what Park is able to create, but it is a very, very good combat cleaver. It's a hacker, so we hope that there's going to be some fantastic hacking there. Oberlin is a little bit more skilled with katanas, that's why we are sticking with that for now, but we are trying to change others to be using these blunt weapons, these spiked clubs, because they're going to be more useful against armor. And then finally, Chad is looking pretty much the same there as well, but we can't get rid of his bandana. We tried, he wants it. It's not going to happen. We also have all of our other animals here with us as well. We're not going to take all of them like Gary and the other pack bulls that we have. We're going to have the Pack Beast and Bone Dog. Yep. Creative names, I know, but we also obviously have Dogmeat, Bonnie, and Barker, who are going to be very useful. We did get a notification that I think a farm trader is either on the way or is here. Let's have a quick look at our map here, see if we can see anyone. It looks like there might possibly be someone close by. Just looking for movement here. We're not seeing anything in particular, so what we can do is just have a look at our faction section here and see what we got. Yeah, there is a farm trader making their way here from the Western Hive. Generally, they're not going to have amazing things, so yeah, I guess we'll see if they arrive by morning. Let's advance that time. Well, it didn't even take until morning. Sand is looking pretty good. We're at 1 a.m. and I think, you know, what better time to group on up and look at moving on out of here. Now, Sand, unfortunately, I think, well, someone's malnourished in here, and I think, oh, it's the animals. Yeah, so we're going to have to watch out for that. Let's see if we can go ahead and grab some extra food on the way out of here. Obviously, it would be good if our Pack Beast was carrying that. So let's just have a look at grabbing some of these sandwiches before we rock on out of here. So let's go grab a whole heap, because we don't know how long we're going to be away for here. And we're going to go and head out. None of them should have any specific jobs other than Sand, it would seem. We still need to get rid of all of those for you there, my friend. And we'll let them have the rest of their regular jobs on. And we want to be sure that they are actually running the same speed as all the rest here, so there are going to be some that are a little bit slower. We'll get them grouped up outside and we'll just see what our team is looking like. I believe we have a team of 15 here. Yes, we do, including the animals. And yeah, we can get all nice and grouped up here. Maybe a little bit too grouped, and that's because the animals are actually acting as bodyguards. It might be worth us just taking them off bodyguard and just have them follow us like normal. Just because I've found that bodyguarding can cause some strange issues with them kind of standing too close to each other. I think this way they'll just kind of move amongst us okay. And yeah, that's a pretty formidable looking group. So, where do we want to go first? You know what? It might actually be worth us grabbing some trade resources. There are some things that I do want to sell, and those things are actually on Gary at the moment. It seems that Barguk might be able to see something currently. What do we have? it looks like the others might as well. Or maybe they're just going to get food. No, they're going to sit around. Yeah, that's very helpful. Well, Gary, if you could make your way out this way, and we'll get you to do a little bit of a trade with our pack beast here. Oh, it's not going to be that easy, is it? No, I think we're going to have to do a little bit of a stranger transfer here, because we can't open up both of these at the same time. Yeah, well, I guess I'm going to have to trade to someone else here and see if we can get these things to them. It'll take me a moment, but I'll be back once we are done. Well, we are all set and ready to go now, so let's look at heading up and towards the way station for now. We have just sold things there recently, so I doubt we're going to be able to sell anything else. Unfortunately, there's no one at the exile camp at the moment. I'm hoping to be able to find some bandits between here and Squin. Once we've been to Squin, we're actually going to double back and we're going to try and make our way down to this berserker village, because we have encountered berserkers around here in the past. And then I think we're probably going to be roaming in and around New Kralia, because we have had issues with them in the past, and that might be a good way for us to train ourselves up. Well, we have made it to the lovely way station here. Might be a good chance for us to see if there is anything that we're actually going to be able to sell off. And that certainly seems to be the case. So we do have a few just random bits and pieces we're going to be dropping off there, but the skeleton repair kits are what we are going to be selling primarily, which are going to net us a decent amount of cats. We've kind of been falling back on cats recently, so it's good to have some more flowing in. And while we're here, it might be worth us just getting some extra food for the road sands. So let's see what the bar has on offer for us. And then we'll go and get it stacked up and put away safely. Doesn't look like they have anything interesting here, and they don't really have any cats to sell us. Just realized now that Sand actually still has all of those goods on him, which, we don't desperately need to use them right now, but it would be good to put them to use. So I tell you what, Sand, you are very fast, so we're going to allow you to run back as quickly as possible and drop those books off to Azumi, so that she might be able to get started on some research. And even with negatives, Sand is a very fast boy with 91 athletics. Yeah, he's not bad. Well, looking at our research that's available to us, Edgewalkers would be fantastic for blades, but unfortunately it's a little bit far beyond us. We do have 2 AI cores, but we need to have 4. What I'm really interested in is crossbow crafting. If we could get an entirely crossbow-based unit, I think that would be rather nice. So I'm definitely tempted by that. But you know what we are going to do first? We are going to use those 2 AI cores to make a fully automatic ore drill. What this is going to allow us to do is just bring a lot of our workers off of those drills and into the workroom so that they can actually practice crafting rather than just laboring. I feel like that's going to be a better use of their lives. So 1 engineering research on crossbow crafting? Sure. We'll make that happen. And finally, I think we are going to look at this here. Iron Plates 4, which is going to allow us to just produce iron plates much, much faster. And iron plates are really the backbone of everything that goes on here. So Azumi, I think you're going to be rather busy for a good long while. Back in the lab, back where you like to be. And it's a lot quieter here without Hobbs. He's still being missed. Well, Sand is back with the others, and it's time to do some bandit hunting. Out through this region, we have run into a number of dust bandits before. It looks like there's a train of, traders of some kind, and they quite possibly could be running from something, or even running to somewhere. They seem to be doing okay though. However, Sheik scouts. No, all seems to be well for now. Let's keep our eyes peeled, folks. I'm sure there's someone up in these hills. Oh, and there we go. In the distance, it looks like we have spotted someone wandering here that isn't a Sheik scout. So let's start to move in and try and make out exactly who that is there. I think we might have some dust bandits on our hands. Looks like there's a little bit of trouble back home. It's nothing that our gate guard won't be able to take care of, though, I'm confident. Let's see. Can we spot them out here? They are dust bandits, and it's actually a decent number of them as well, so we might have a decent tussle on our hands here. So we're going to try and group up, following behind them. and then we're going to do our best to systematically take them apart. That looks like a rather interesting structure that we have here. I thought it was a giant crab for a second then, but no, alas, it is not. Well, park, sand, let's get this unit into action, and this is going to be our first time seeing them working as a unit, so let's hope that we're actually going to be able to do a decent bit of damage here. Keep on moving up, a little bit further, a little bit further. They don't seem to care about us that much at the moment, and the reason's probably because our group is rather large. So now that we're close enough, I think we might be able to do attack all. Let's see. No. Seems to be that we still need to just attack one to begin with, and as we start to run in, we can go ahead and tell them to attack all, and everyone should get engaged. Chad is deciding to stay back because Chad, of course, has decided that he's better than the rest of us. Chad, get involved. So, a lot of red to start off there, but we should start to see some green flowing through. And that we are. We're seeing people dropping left, right, and center. Our animals are doing a rather large amount of damage here. Yeah. Big Mick. Well, I'm sorry, Big Mick. Yeah. You didn't stand much of a chance, did you? I think that was maybe Saru there, or it could have been Barker that did like 102. Park seems to have grabbed a weapon from somewhere. He's very good at doing that. You did create that, didn't you? Well, go ahead and just chuck that in your pack for now, buddy. We need you doing things like you usually do. We've got a fair bit of healing that's just going to happen here, but it looks like it's mostly just grazes that we got from that. Nothing too severe, and that's thanks to the armor that we have. Oh, you want to try and run away, do you? Well, let's see if we can do something about that. We'll go ahead and stop you, and then I think we're going to try and just roam up along this path, and then just try and find our way in towards New Coralia, and to where we might be able to find some of those berserkers. A bit of bandit bludgeoning really hits the spot. It does, Park. It really does. Well, we're trudging on through sandstorms and dust storms and a whole lot of mess, but the breakers remain unbroken for now. Well, we have a few things to contend with. First of all, we have some traders out the front here, so let's go ahead and send a representative. We'll send Saranae out the front here to have a little bit of a chat, just to see what they have to offer us. And number two, we have finished our research already on the automatic ore drill. So we're going to see about getting those changed one by one, hoping that we're going to be able to get it to work for us. Saranae is making her way over now, hopefully before these friends of ours decide to roam on out of here. What do you have? Hopefully, really nothing that we're currently interested in. We have access to wheat straw, we have access to hemp, we have access to all of this. So, yeah, you can keep your stuff. We don't really have that much to sell you. How about you just carry on your way, and we'll carry along ours. For us, though, we are going to have a look at upgrading these. And it looks like it is just going to be an upgrade here, and we're looking at 10 electrical components and 10 iron plates. So hopefully this is going to be something that happens right away. I am not 100% confident that it will, but look at that. Our iron plate production has actually been going really, really well. I'm going to be intrigued to see who we actually still have selected as engineers. Just because it's, it's been a little while here. We've got Jarrett and Ridley who are just kind of hanging out here for the time being. You know what? I think we might actually get you to jump in here and attempt to build this thing, if you'd be so kind. And it looks like we got Herkia assisting us at the moment. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Ridley, I guess you haven't had as much bread to make at the moment, unfortunate as it is. Well, once that's upgraded, we're going to make sure that we go through to the next, upgrade that, and we'll have to contemplate perhaps storing some more power. As for our breakers, we are here by New Coralia. We haven't found any roaming bands of berserkers out here yet, but we do have something up here, an encampment of some kind. It could just be an animal nest, but even if it is, that's still a chance for us to test our metal, and test we shall. Let's see, how much closer are we to this thing? It looks like it's going to be down here, just across the way. Yeah. Perhaps just down here. Well, we'll be there before too long. Right, well, here we are. Oh, and it's a bone dog encampment. Okay. Are you all asleep at the moment? I think you are. This could be potentially deadly for us, so we're going to have to be a little cautious approaching here. And oh boy, yep. Looks like we might have quite the time ahead of us. That's a lot of bone dogs. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and say attack. And then once we get close, we're going to change that to attack all so that they'll just start going for everyone they can. Saru, you are the only other person wearing a backpack. We'll make sure that we take that off. Obviously, Sand and Park have theirs on, but they are just little ninja backpacks, so they're not going to cause us any trouble. Even though these are bone dogs, we seem to be getting a lot of green here. Dog meat's just strolling through, doing 155 each hit, as you do. Yeah, if only we could recruit these bad boys, we'd be in for a win. So, with that, we just completely wiped out that wolf den. There are some animal skins here, and it might be worth us actually collecting them. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of effort for us to do that. I think we might be able to get, forage animals. Now, it might not be best for Park to do that. Let's see. Saru, we'll go ahead and chuck that backpack back on you, and we'll let you forage animals here. We'll make that your top priority, and we'll just see how well you do there. Saru, are you going to do that? Doesn't seem like you're going to, and it might be because we don't have anywhere to actually put those things. So I think I'm going to have to go through here manually, just pick up all of the meat and the leather, which is going to be useful to us eventually. So yeah, I'll do that, and I'll be back once we are all said and done. All right, after that, that's how we're looking. A fair amount of animal skins and a fair amount of raw meat. Crossbow crafting is complete. Well, that's fantastic. We do have a unconscious bone dog here, so we're going to let this poor little pupper wake up before we carry along our way. Yeah, their stomach is going to heal up before too long, but that's going to help get their toughness a little bit higher, having them rise back up like that. So, with everyone still carrying on together, where are we going to head to from here? Well, I think there's still a good chance that we could find either animals and or berserkers out here, so we're just going to continue to do a little bit more roaming, and I'm just going to have to stay with them and keep my eyes peeled as they make their way through these hills. Well, we do have some kraals chosen out here, but I'm pretty sure they aren't going to give us much trouble. We'll go ahead and just walk past them. No, you do actually want to fight. Well, look, I'm more than happy to provide you a little bit of a fight. Oh yeah, you're not even going to talk, huh? Well, we'll go ahead and attack all, and we'll just get stuck straight into this fight here against kraals chosen. They're not bad fighters. Oberlin, let's make sure that we actually get you off of hold there and into the fight. Looks like you're going to be using your staff. That's the word I was looking for there. Sand trying to fight this one who was trying to be sneaky up there on that stump, I suppose. Chad, good swinging, my friend, good swinging. Chad's swinging pretty slowly because he doesn't have much experience with polearms, but, we'll get there. Same thing with Hambu as well. But this does give them some pretty good attack bonuses, so yeah. They actually have a choice as well. They can either use that or they can use just the one-handed weapons that they have as well. So let's see how we're looking after that. Who got the most injured? It looks like it might be Saru. Yeah. And no unconscious animals. That's fantastic. Looks like our pack beast did get a little bit of damage to their right foreleg. So we'll just stay here for a moment to see if any of them want to wake up. We're not going to look at taking any of their planks because they're not going to be great weapons. Yeah, I think we're just going to pack up and move along. And yeah, with that being the case, part of me is wanting to go after New Kralia because that's where the kraals chosen are, but I suppose we could just roam around, get a little bit more skill by taking out those that we can find along the way. The Fallen Tower, I'm supposing we have actually been there. I do remember it, and there wasn't really anything in it. So yeah, we'll just carry on maybe towards that next rise. See if we can find some more chosen out here among the hills that want to try and practice their own skill against us, even if it is to their own detriment. Well, we've encountered a lost drone here who's just kind of wandering by themselves. hungry with no food. I'd like to be able to offer them something. We don't really have much to give them. And we don't seem to be able to communicate with them either, so yeah, I suppose we'll just let them carry along their way for now as we carry on our own. Well, from this higher elevation in the distance we can see a single spider just completely by its lonesome. It does make me think maybe going to the spider plains might be a good call for us. It'll give us a lot of things to fight. Some things that are rather deadly. And it does seem that Dogmeat's having a little bit of trouble there, so we'll see if we can go back and help them out. There you go, Dogmeat. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. And yeah, it's looking awfully barren. We could head down here, perhaps encounter some gorillas. And you know what? We might even be able to find a big thing or two. And that'll be a good test of our skills. Yes, I think we'll head out and down towards the coast. Well, more research is complete as well. I'm going to have to head back in a moment to look at Sand City to double check that we are actually building our automated drills, and well, we're going to have to upgrade some other things as well, aren't we? I think for now we will just try and get to a safe position, maybe just over here, and we'll have a look at chucking down a campfire. So let's go to camping. We are going to go for a campfire and we'll plop that down there for the time being. So let's just sit ourselves around here for the time. And all of that meat that we have on our pack beast here, it might be worth us getting that cooked up just so that we have more food to eat on the road, because surely we'll go through those sandwiches before long. Looking at our group here, Hanbu is undoubtedly the best cook. So Hanbu, you're going to be whipping up some steaks for us tonight. And there we go. Just like that, we have Hanbu cooking us up some meat. We'll be sure to check in occasionally to grab that meat on out of there. But yes, let's have a look at home first. Well, I am happy to see all of our armor smiths at work here. That's really, really good to see. Yeah, and unfortunately this isn't complete just yet. It looks like we are missing electrical components, which is interesting. We might have a little bit of a stoppage here somewhere. How are we looking? We don't actually have any electrical components there, so it would seem that someone isn't making them. Beep, what are you up to, my friend? Let me see. You are sitting around. Why? Can you not make it to the electronics workbench here? I wonder. Hergel, you're doing some crafting there, that's very good of you. But Beep, get your ass back here, my boy. Make us some... What? Oh, are we out of copper? There is definitely something amiss here. We have copper alloy plates, and it might be that our copper is just going to that right now. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you know what? I know what it is. We took folks away that were mining the copper, and we have no one there now. So we are going to have to try and pull some others to be a part of the copper making process. So who is that going to be? Well, I suppose we could grab someone like Makani, for example. Although, no, you are going to be one of our crafters, so it's going to have to be someone in the Iron District. Here's the good thing, though. Because we do have folks getting replaced here, we should just be taking ones from here. So we're going to take Muto. You're going to be one of the first. We're going to take you off all of these other responsibilities for now, and that is your sole responsibility, my friend. Let's go ahead and grab Whelp as well. We'll take you off all of the ore drills that are over there, because I think we have enough to actually get the other stuff up and running. I think we can have 2 workers on here. So yeah, they're going to be our guys. Whelp and Muto, you need to get us some copper, my friends, because, well, we're in desperate need for it at the moment. And I am wondering, because this is an ore, we might be able to use the drill here, but obviously we need the copper first before any of that. I'm going to make sure that we turn off any copper alloy plate production, which I think is happening here. Yes, we're going to go ahead and just turn that off for now so that no one will work on that. There we go. And well, now it would seem we can do some upgrading here, and we just need iron plates to upgrade them. So I feel like we should be able to do this without too much trouble. I am going to take the iron out of here just to be safe. We'll go ahead and upgrade, and hopefully we'll have one of our constructors make their way over here and start working on that, making the Iron Refinery 4, which I don't know if they are going to. I think it just might be able to produce iron plates faster. That's probably it, I would have to guess. And we do need quite a few iron plates to be able to get it up and running, but Cacao, thank you very much. You're doing a brilliant job there. Get this thing built, my friend. And finally, we could look at getting our crossbow making up and running, but I think first and foremost, we want to try and get our backbone set before we do any of that again. And our last piece of meat is cooked, just like that. Lovely. We're going to go and take that along with us, and we'll go and dismantle this campfire just so that we can't be tracked. And we'll have a look at moving on. Down towards the river, in vain, to see if we can't find any interesting creatures that might want to, do their thing. And, we have one of those lanterns, so I think we should be safe. Not that it's really going to make much of a difference at all. The Radians. Yeah. Sure. To the coast, I think. Gotta buy a lantern. Yeah. Well, look at that. In the distance there, we do have some beak things. More than just a few, which will make for an interesting fight, especially if we are grouped together. Where they are very dangerous is, when they are... when we're attacking with groups, because they can just attack a whole heap of us at the same time. I'm trying to get this one's attention here, but it really doesn't seem to be that interested. However, all these ones over here seem to be a lot more interested in us. Oh boy. Is this a good idea? I suppose we'll find out, won't we? We're going to go ahead and attack this young one first, and then we're going to switch and change to attack all. Let's see how we fare here. Some really good strikes to begin with, but some very good strikes against us as well. Sand, buddy, I feel like maybe we don't want to do one-on-ones. Okay, well, you're doing your thing over there, Sand. Oh, wow. You know what, Sand? I'm actually going to get you to pull back because that's too many for you to be fighting by yourself. Let's see if we can't just, even those odds a little bit. We are taking them down. There's a big one that's just dropped here. It is dying, so that's fine. We're going to leave that. We need to check you. You are also dying. As long as they're dying, that's okay. We just don't want them getting back up on their feet again. Some very strong hits against the pack beast here. Sand taking an awfully big strike as well, but overall we are taking these boys down. We can see them just lolling around on the floor there. We're actually going to take our pack beast and we're going to have a look at trying to take something from the beak things here. It might be too far away. Yeah. Well, it looks like we've got at least a minute before they're back up on their feet, so that should be enough time for this fight to finish. I suppose we'll see. Still lots of green, the occasional, burst of red. But overall, we're going to be able to attack faster than them. And it looks like right now, it is just our animals that have gone down. Dog meat has actually dropped, which is surprising. And dog meat's actually dying. Yeah, we need to stop that. So, Sand, I'm going to see if you can break away for a second to do some first aid to dog meat. Because that is important. Our pack beast is also dying. Yeah. These are some very rough hits that these adults can do. The elders are, very, very tough. We can see that it takes a long time to take them down. They have 342 health on those kind of vital parts, and it looks like they have fallen. That's good. Our pack beast is down now as well. We are going to need to try our best to save them. Everyone else is running around. We should be looking okay here. Yes, we're looking good. Fantastic. Now, see that? It gets back up onto its feet. That's actually okay. I think because, oh boy, here comes a slightly injured one that ran off earlier. We should jump straight back into action, but just in case we don't, we're going to say attack all. Oh boy. Yep, they're getting back up. Come on, team. Park just absolutely punching that one in the head with a loud fuck. You do what you got to do, my friend. All right, everyone heal up again. Oh, see, look, it's right back up onto its feet again. Oh, that's a mighty big hit. We aren't actually taking that much damage, us, because of our armor. It's really just our animals that seem to be taking a bit of a beating at the moment, which, this is going to improve their toughness and all that, so I suppose that's good, huh? Who was that calling them an arsewipe? I think it was, I think it must have been Hambu. Yeah, Hambu, and you're actually still wearing that backpack. Let's take that off. My apologies, my friend. There we go. It looks like everyone is healed up. We are going to have some of our friends that are unconscious. We should be looking at most of them. dying by now, but it doesn't seem to 100% seem to be the case. Oh, look, we just kind of looked at it weird and it dropped. Oh, and that looks like a nice fresh one. This certainly is there's even more of them over there. Well, we don't want to get into one of those kind of long-winded battles of attrition here, so I might actually want to try and take some of the things off. Yeah, so Chad just dropped. He's the first of us to actually hit the deck, so I think now is probably the time for us to start, actually killing them. And the way that we do that is by taking some of their meat from them. So it doesn't matter who it is that does it. Hambu, we could go grab you really quick to just see if you can grab some of that meat. And there is actually good meat for us to grab in here. So, you know what? Let's see if we can get you to... No room for that. I highly doubt that, my friend, because you can stack meat here as well. So let's just go ahead and do that because it was being weird. And the second that we take meat from one of them, once they've gone down like that, it means that they are dead. Rain, we're going to do the same thing over here as well. We'll go ahead and grab that. We will just take the meat. Thank you. All right, let's have a look at the other big ones. Recovery coma, dying. Recovery coma is going to take a long time for them to wake up from. Yeah, I suppose our friends are kind of in a similar boat though, so we want to be a little bit cautious. Gosh, that vein rain is always a bit of a trouble. There we go. Tear through them, just like that. I bet it does sting, Sand. Let's go ahead and take some meat. And we'll do the same thing over here as well. There we go. Just like that. Once our pack dog, or rather the pack beast, is back up on their feet, we'll make sure that we get them loaded with all of that delicious meat. But I think we did make some progress there. I haven't had a look at actual numbers to see whether or not that's the case, but yeah. Looking at Ruka here. Oh, iron refinery, number 4, construction complete. Isn't that brilliant? I suppose we could allow our folks just to stay here for a moment to rest and recover. Chad, back up. Go on, get back up, buddy. You can do it. Yeah, look at him. You're doing fine. Yes, your stomach's pretty injured, but you will recover before long. I suppose we could take one of the sleeping bags and chuck that down on the ground for you to rest and recover, because you probably are worse off than some of the others here. Let's go ahead and put a camp bed down. Or 2, actually. Let's go ahead and put 2 down. We will confirm, and we're going to have to do a little bit of trading here. Saru, I want you to trade with the pack beast who is unconscious. Grab those 2, and we'll get you to just construct those if you'd be so kind. Add those materials. Chuck them on down. And just like that, we have ourselves 2 camp beds. Chad, go and take a bit of a breather. Lay down there for now, and let's just have a look and see if there's anyone else that's kind of in that zone. Hanbu isn't too great. Stubbs, similar scenario for you, so Stubbs, you will actually be the one that rests there. Yeah. Let the rest of our animals rest up, and we're going to go and check back in on Sand City, and ooh, we might have some fun down there in the ruins. Oh boy, you know what? No, we're not going to Sand City yet. Looks like we're still going to be fighting here. So we don't want to grab Chad and Stubbs. We kind of want them just to be resting for now, so I'm actually going to put them on passive. And we'll grab the rest of our troop here. Okay, that beak thing is just kind of minding its own business for now. Let's have a look at having ourselves another fight. Attack that beak thing, please. Now, I don't know if it's worth us all attacking just the one, so I think going attack all, because there is still a limit to how many we can actually attack. Park, fantastic work there, bud. Okay, everyone get those attacks in. Fantastic, we knocked that one down. That one's gotten back up, as you might imagine, but the nice fresh one drops right away, and we've got some more healing to do here. Yeah, they'll all get tougher with time. We just don't want to get too worn down here. Alright, I think we need to do some more killing here. So we'll go ahead and grab Sand. I think you might still have a little bit of space. That you do. And oh boy, is that another fresh one? I think it is. There can only be so many of these beak things in the area, so we might just end up killing them all. Ruka, you're looking really good there with your strikes. Your attack is fine, your defense is fine. You're very good at wielding that thing. Whereas some of the others like Oren, for example, does seem to be struggling with the weight of this thing. It is 36 kgs. Your strength is 46. I'm not quite sure exactly what the math is for being able to wield it efficiently, but I think we'll catch up before long, because wielding a heavier blade does in turn make you stronger. Berserk should be a lesson to all of us. Alright, so that's our first one done. This is now level 4, and I think it is just, it's the efficiency that goes up. It's an extra 20%, which that's a good amount of efficiency if you ask me. Let's drop those plates on the ground there. We'll drop the raw iron out, and we'll get upgrading you, thank you. We should be able to do that. Again, I don't think we want to try and do all of them at once. I think doing them one at a time is reasonable. Although in saying that, we actually do have 100 plates just on standby there, so I'm going to go completely against what I just said, and we're going to go and upgrade this one at the same time. I'm hoping we're going to get this going. We do have some electrical components that have been completed. That's some good news. Let's see. Okay, 5 copper, not bad. It's going to take them a little while before they become very, very good copper miners. But we'll have that copper in before too long. We'll have those components made. Beep is quite good when it comes to making those electronic components, and it looks like it's kind of going between him and Hergel as to who is working on either one of these things here. So yeah, they're going to be nice and capable. Look at that, jumping back on there, and Beep will now go ahead and swap and jump in on that. Yeah, it keeps a little bit of variety for them, doesn't it? And so with our squad here in Vane, we're actually going to wrap the episode up here. I have to say I'm very happy to have Kenshi back, and I know this is a little different from what I was saying I was going to try and do. I did want to tell another story with Kenshi, and I think we'll do that eventually, but I did also feel really bad kind of abandoning Sand City in the middle of it, so Season 2 is here, and I hope you've enjoyed the first look back at it. And going off that, if you did enjoy, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. For now, I have been Rycon, you have all been awesome, and until next time, stay tuned.